just wanted to bring up the Ben Franklin Technology Development Authority. So, as you know, it's one of the leading state technology development programs in the nation. So I was looking through the governor's budget book and see the appropriation increased for the authority from 21 to 30 million. So does this increase in funding include additional funding for the partners? You know, we have a partner in the Lehigh Valley, Ben Franklin Partnership. So I'm just looking to make sure that those partners are getting an increase as well.
Right. So we have, it's actually $14.5 million to the Ben Franklin Technology Development Authority. That's the amount that we have in our budget that we've requested. It's the same amount as last year, and the same amount I think is the year before that too.
That's the transfer.
That's the transfer, the Ben Franklin Technology Development Authority.
But isn't there a line item that increased it then from 21 to 30?
30 is the spend authority. Spend authority
For the
Ben Franklins.
Oh, for the Ben, I guess so.
Yeah.
So the $14.5 million is the amount that the Bens actually get. That's the amount that is transferred to the Ben Franklin Technology Development Authority that then go to the Ben Franklins that you're referencing.
To the partners.
To the partners, yes. That has been level funded for the last few years. What we're doing right now through the Ben Franklin Technology Development Authority is a study. So the board of the Ben Franklin Technology Development Authority, which includes members and the members participate, they came up with an idea to do a study on, this is 2019, and we're under some of the same requirements and same things that the authority is doing and the Bens are doing from 10 years ago. And we want to know what is more appropriate today that they should be doing and they could be doing working with them. And if that includes additional funding that we believe that would be necessary for them, that's something that we'll be able to come back to the legislature and request next year.
I think one of the things we're trying to do is get these startup companies to
Yeah.
start here in Pennsylvania, stay here in Pennsylvania. So I really think we need to look at that increased funding, especially going to the partners. So I think that's something we have to look at.
Absolutely. And I couldn't agree with you any more. I think that study that I was referencing should be done sometime in the summer.
Yes.
And once we get that back and we review that with the Ben Franklin Technology Development Authority board, with the Ben Franklin partners, we'll be in a better position to determine next year what we would ask for, what we would request within the budget.
Okay, so before the yellow light goes on, I quickly wanted to ask, I want to kind of switch gears here. I'm hearing a lot from some of the developers in the Lehigh Valley that permits are being held up, whether it's through the Department of Transportation or through DEP. Are you hearing anything on your end that, and a lot of times it's that the permit application comes in for, I'll just say an HOP for the PennDOT, it gets reviewed, it gets sent back, they don't review it, the whole thing, they stop where they find something's needed. Are you hearing anything from any of the developers coming into the state? Because that's one thing, we don't want to lose them because of holdups like that.
That's a great question, and we do hear that from time to time, not too often, and I'm not familiar with any issues that we've heard in the Lehigh Valley. But what I can tell you is that we have a standing meeting, Neil and myself have a standing meeting with Secretary McDonnell and his executive deputy Ramez every single month, and we go over any issues that we've heard. They go over issues that they have that might be related to us, and we're able to talk to them directly to make sure that if there are any issues, they're dealt with appropriately, and more importantly, that the process is looked at much more. And
if it's not DEP, so do you have that same partnership with transportation
yes.
with any of them?
Yes,
okay.
we do. And because I come from that background in the Pittsburgh region. So, I felt it back then when I was doing this, the development. So we really need to do that. We think that we've stepped up a lot as a Commonwealth in terms of permitting process and things like that. We still need to do better. We understand that. But I can tell you it is light years ahead of where it has been.